Hey, greetings, great agent. Steve Schluter with Never Ending Referrals. Hey, we've got a little series on Quick Start Guide for 2024. What are the things that are going to make your business hum? And today we're going to talk about, well, your message and maybe your MOFIRS. And you're going, what is that? Well, first off, let me set the stage here. MOFIRS, by the way, stands for Making Offers for Immediate Response. And why your message matters so much right now is we have a very confused consumer. There's so much media noise around real estate that the consumer's not sure what to do. And when they're not sure what to do, they generally do nothing. And that's why it's vital that you put out messages that are going to resonate with people that might have a real estate interest over the next 6, 12, 24 months to get to the kitchen table now. How do we get them off the fence, get to the kitchen table, and help them take advantage of some of the opportunities that are available in our markets right now today? And so what we're going to do in this little video is we're going to look at it from my markets, and then this will obviously stimulate in you some ideas for messages that might be suitable for your market. Now, I'll explain accordingly. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll take a look at a few that fit my marketplace and just what we mean by this thing called your message. And by the way, Gary Keller said at the beginning of the shift, he said, it's the agent with the right messages that match the market that's going to win the day in a shifting market. And combine that with an offer for immediate response, that's where you win. So let's take a look at some of the ones that apply to my markets. And what we'll do in future sessions is we'll dig deeper on some of these. In fact, happy to take your recommendations on maybe how to build a message around what's going on in your market if it's different than what we're experiencing here. So my markets being Austin and San Antonio markets, buyers get breathing room, list to sales price ratio. So in my Austin markets, homes 2 years ago, 3 years ago, were selling at 117% of original list price. Today, 93 to 94% of original list price. So that's massive breathing room. We still have overall not really high inventory. We have a great economy in the migration patterns, meaning we have more people moving into the greater Austin area, into the greater San Antonio area than we do out migration. And so these in-migration patterns, the message we can build around that, of course, is this shores up the long-term value and attractiveness of real estate in our market, which leads to the next one, which also supports market stability. And of course, you have to have messages that are demonstrating all these things, articles, headlines. We're going to dive into some of these, in a later session deeper. And yet I want you to be thinking, what are the messages that I've got to dial in for my market? And then what's my offer? First-time home buyers. Well, we've got first-time buyer assistance programs. We have less competition than we have had in the past, which means better opportunity for that first-time buyer to get a concession, to be able to just have an inspection on the darn home, not to mention they have more choice. Housing shortage, building a message around the fact that according to Freddie Mac, we're somewhere between 3.8 and 4.2 million homes short of an equilibrium housing market, meaning having enough housing stock on the ground. And what this means is that lack of housing stock is going to continue to low inventory conditions, which is likely to mean that prices are going to stay elevated and likely, continue to rise. Again, every market's a little bit different. The future of interest rates and what's going to drive that. We're going to have a whole session dedicated to that. I will tell you, I think we might have seen some of the biggest dips we're going to see. We might see I'm not banking on the 8 cuts or 6 cuts that they are talking about in 2024 from the Fed. I believe inflation is going to stay sticky, and we'll get into this one in depth because that's a whole dedicated session by itself. You can afford your dream home. I know in my market, part of the way we are putting that out there is, did you know that you can still get a mortgage for 4.99%? And how do you do that? Off of today's rates, we can do that with about say 6 discount points, and we can get seller or builder concessions. Buy the dip. Right now, we're seeing a seasonal shift. And so you're getting that dip seasonally, and that's the great time to be a buyer, where I've got maximum leverage. I've got, good, reliable inventory, and I've got choices, and I'm going to buy the dip, while it's less competitive. And we've seen this little recent dip in interest rates as well. And then there's a whole conversation about timing the market. In fact, there's a thing we call the safe zone that's right out of the Shift book, by the way, if you want to look it up, that says timing the market's nearly impossible. And we don't realize that it's shifted until we're actually past the shift. And so we want to share with people how to take advantage of the market today, and be careful of attempting to time a bottom in the market or a bottom in interest rates or whatever the case may be. So those are all possible messages. And when you put your message out there, it's not designed to get everybody to speak to you. It's just designed to speak to that person that has an interest in real estate and yet maybe has been holding back. And it's a reason for them to make an inquiry, and the inquiry is queued up by your offer. So you'll see on the left side here, we have this thing called the MOFIR. It's make offer for immediate response. Here's a sample MOFIR. This is probably a good one for most any of us today. And that is, hey, if I'm tying my message down with an offer, the offer is going to be, if you have any possible interest in buying or selling a home in the next 12 to 24 months, find out why the right time may be right now. Call me to schedule a no obligation strategy session. And guys, today there's so much confusion out there. The thing that's necessary for us to do is get to the kitchen table, have a consulting session where we educate people on the market and the opportunities of our market. We really find out what it is that they desire to accomplish. And this is where you become the trusted advisor. In fact, in session 6 of Never Ending Referrals, that's a whole focus, is going and becoming that trusted advisor. So you're not Steve the realtor, you become Steve my realtor. And that's a whole different equation. And sometimes that we may sit down at some kitchen tables, and when we have that strategy session, it might not be the right time. And yet I will tell you, the loyalty and the referrals that you will generate out of your message, your MOFIR, and getting to kitchen tables to help people navigate a confusing time will go a tremendous distance in building your business. So, and by the way, if you'd like to find out more about Never Ending Referrals, go to neverendingreferrals.com. You can join our community where we meet 3 Mondays a month, and we go through the 8 core lessons of Never Ending Referrals. We have our quarterly market of the moment updates where we teach all this kind of dialogue. And should you join our community, you can go to MAPS Coaching or .com, find Never Ending Referrals. It's $39 a month, or just go to neverendingreferrals.com. You can click through to that there as well. We'd love to have you be part of our community. You can go into our portal. You can get all the market of the moment updates, all recorded sessions as well, instant access to tools like this that'll help you move your business forward. So take care and keep a lookout for more opportunities. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can get more updates as we put them out. Thanks. Bye-bye.